Did I get your attention with this headline? Yeah, I kind of thought so. Today in this super quick video, I want to talk about the power of automation and how you can streamline the administration of your studio to release you to do the things that will grow it and scale it and spend more time teaching and bringing in revenue. So let's dive in. Now, you got to admit, does this look like you? Does this look like your Gmail account? Because this is mine. Look at the date. I'm recording this in December 2020. There are 2,500 unread emails, okay? It is a total mess. And if you are trying to communicate and administrate through an account like this, a Gmail account or similar, you are going to get into a big mess really quickly, just like I did. Maybe similar to you, I started off administering a lot of my communication in my studio manually, just through my Gmail account. So when I would get a new inquiry, I would follow up with a new person. Before a trial lesson, I would connect them personally with their tutors so they could share sheet music and, just get to know each other before that trial. After the trial lesson, I would have to follow up again to give them their next steps on how to book ongoing lessons and reconnect with us. And as you can imagine, as people are moving through that journey, that pipeline, that funnel of communication at different paces, it's just very, very quickly became a confusing nightmare. I would write down in my diary which people were up to which email in the sequence, and I was just getting really worn out and confused and missing emails and making mistakes. So I decided that there was a better way, and that was to automate. And look, admin is kind of overwhelming us as small business owners. This is a big thing because we often only have ourselves, right? We're trying to market our business and build our website and do the financials and then do the communication and then teach as well. So there is so much on our plate. And I found this really interesting study from a report called Sweating the Small Stuff, the Impact of the Bureaucracy Burden. And this talks about the percentage of time that small and medium business owners are spending on admin. And honestly, I think that's conservative. I'm sure I spend more time than that. But just think about it. If you spent 20 hours of your week in your studio teaching and working, and 5% of that, 1 hour a week, is just on this fiddly communication, and I think it could be easily that. If you are being paid $50 an hour to teach music, you multiply that up over 48 weeks of the year. That's where that $2,400 worth of lost revenue is gone. It's going into admin. And so we have got to fix that so we can draw more money in, release ourselves to teach more students, and do things that are actively building our business, like investing in other types of training, such as learning Facebook ads or learning how to make your website convert better. These are the things, these are the tasks that really move the needle, and we can outsource and streamline a lot of the day-to-day admin. So this is where my system with Calendly comes in. It helps me to automate a lot of the communication between myself, my students, and my 2 tutors that work with me. And I do this using a feature on the Pro Calendly plan called Workflows. And I'm just going to show you really quickly just how easy it is to set these things up and save yourself hours and hours. So here's an example of, my studio. So initially, I want people to come into a trial lesson with one of my tutors. So they come in, our studio is completely exclusively online, so we never meet people face to face, right? So once a trial lesson is complete, they move on to continuing with us with a paid ongoing lesson package. But listen, the lesson experience is starting well before they play a note. It's starting way, way back here once they book that lesson. So they're there, They've never met us before. Quite often, and I know my students, they're nervous, right? They are not quite sure what to expect. They don't know us, we don't know them. And so we want to make sure that the show up rates for our trial lessons are as high as they can possibly be. And so to do that, I need to communicate with them, right? I need to introduce them to their tutor, help them understand how to reschedule a lesson if something comes up, what the setup is with the tech, and help reassure them into that lesson and journey with them so that by the time they get to the trial lesson, they're feeling great about it. They want to show up because they feel like they've been heard and communicated. Any objections or things that they're not sure of have been answered. So there needs to be something that's happening well before that trial lesson. And what about afterwards? What if we wanted to collect some feedback and improve our lesson experience? And we can publish those testimonials on our website. So automating some kind of feedback or review could be something that you might like. And as I mentioned, I need to help funnel these people who have just had a lesson to their next steps. What do they need to do to become part of my studio? What links do they need? Where do they pay with PayPal? How do I communicate with them following their lesson so that it's an easy choice, it's an easy transition into my studio? I don't want to put up any more barriers by not communicating well. And that's where Workflows comes in. So these are some screenshots literally from my Calendly account. We've got a couple of different lesson types that we offer. So you simply select the event. It's also called a lesson type. And you can build out a workflow for each specific event that you have that's tailored to that event or that lesson type. And these are some of the templates, the workflow templates that you can choose from. They're in text or email format, and you can choose something like a thank you email or follow up with another lesson. You can send reminders. You can send them resources. You can introduce people or send them links. Whatever it is that they need to prepare, you can automate this so that you can concentrate on other aspects of your business, because a lot of this stuff will be so repetitive. It'll be a stock standard approach with all of your students. They need the same type of information and preparation before a lesson. So let's automate it. So next, you just define the event, which lesson type that you want this workflow connected to, and you can modify the name and the timing of when this workflow is triggered. So is it after the event? Is it before the event? How long is the delay before sending this? And then you can customize your message. So you can add any type of information, questions, links, as I mentioned, anything that will help your student settle into their lesson or feel great about it afterwards. And with Calendly, these merge fields, they pre-populate with your student's name, the event type, your name, things like that. So there is no need to customize student to student. So these workflow tools, these automation tools help multiply you. They help you decrease the amount of time you're in your email account, pulling up a calendar, dealing with routine questions, and they release you to be more creative and be able to invest in your business and really move the needle on what you need to do to grow.